I am so excited for today's session. We're going to have such an amazing time together. All right, it should be showing up now. Just let me know once you're on here, just so I know you can hear me. And for those, if you're just coming on the side part where the comments are, you can just, instead of hitting top chat, click on live chat, and then you should be able to pop a note in as well. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Awesome. There we go. We're live. Hi, hi, hi. How's everybody doing? How's the day been? Is everybody feeling kind of like all the weird stuff going on? I mean, there's so much going on globally right now within the world. And then on top of that, just our own, stuff going on. I definitely have been really noticing some interesting things over even just the last couple of weeks. So very, very interesting. Today, we are going to be talking about money and manifestation. So this includes all areas of abundance. So we're talking about money because that's something that is like right at the forefront of our livelihood. But we're going to be talking about resources, even just like what about our health? All of those things are a part of the whole aspect of abundance. So yeah, so great to see you guys on. Hello, Laurier. Hi. The day's been weird. Yeah, apparently today we've either had or are having, we're right in this process of a solar eclipse as well. So there's a lot of like lunar activity happening as well. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you on. So I'm not doing readings tonight, but what I wanted to do is I just felt just to pull a card and see sort of what may be coming up as a little bit of a theme for us as we're talking about money and manifestation. So we're going to be able to answer, when I say we, I'm bringing in Source, the Council, and I also was interacting with the consciousness of money today, as if money is like a consciousness or a person. So we're actually going to talk to the consciousness of money and see what it has to say to us as well. So I'm very excited about this evening, and let's just see what comes up. So I'm just going to pull a card and just see like what is it that the collective or us as a group, whether we're watching right now or even later on, doesn't really matter. What is it that we are wanting to know or needing to engage with this evening? So I'm just going to pull a card here, and it says stepping stones, and it says take the next step, simplicity and focus. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so that's sort of a little bit of a theme for tonight, is like keeping things really simple, having that, expanding our ability to be able to focus or to hone in, but there's an internal expansion. That's what I'm hearing. Source also saying about this as well, and just keeping the simplicity of the next step. What's the next step? So I'm going to bring in the guides, and guides as in like the council, and of course source and the consciousness of money. And let's see what is, what's going to be coming up. The first thing I wanted to do though was I want to take a moment, because so many people are affected by the world events right now. And this is not about sort of bypassing what is happening in other people's realities as well. And so I just really felt that it would be really great if we could just take a moment before we kind of move into the manifestation money piece, for us just to come into our heart space, take a few deep breaths, and just breathing into your heart. And as you're breathing into your heart, we want to cultivate love. A lot of people are in fear right now. There is a lot of fear being perpetuated, a lot of exposure happening in the world, wars, hurricanes, floods, so many things. And it would be easy to be consumed by fear, or by the consciousness of fear. And so we want to move out of that consciousness or that awareness, because actually we can't do a lot of good especially because we're not necessarily right in the midst of it. It's not really a part of our reality, but we sometimes can get into sort of a lower state of consciousness just because of the fear of what we might be picking up on, what's coming through the media as well. So we don't want to be in this space where we are operating from the consciousness of fear. Hello, Phyllis. Hi, Elmer. Great to have you guys on here. More people will pop on, and I know there's lots watching who are not commenting. Thank you so much for being here. So grateful for you. So we're just gonna tune into kind of the consciousness of the world right now and our own hearts. And in order for us to have a different experience, we need to learn how to create within ourselves. So we want to create love. So just take a few deep breaths. And maybe we can't move into love right now, but what could we move into gratitude and appreciation for where we are, who we are, what we have, knowing that we are just simply accepted, we are loved. And just imagine that it's like love is like a radio station and we're tuning in, clearing the static off the station as we tune in to the frequency of love internally first. Taking those nice big deep breaths in and out through your heart space. Breathing out. So breathing in, accepting life, taking in whatever is as it is, just being in that space of acceptance. And then as we breathe out is the letting go of whatever is no longer serving. It makes space for more love, more allowance, more acceptance, more peace. So that acceptance and allowance allows us or helps us to shift into a state of peace. And now that we're in that space, feeling that, I want you just to imagine that it's like, the Care Bears, if you could shoot out from your heart something specific, right? The Care Bears would have the Care Bear stare. I want you to imagine that you are now projecting what you have created and what you're experiencing internally. So imagine that you are projecting out into the world like a light, like the Batman light or the Care Bear stare into the world, the frequency of love, the frequency of peace. And just imagine that as all of us are doing this together, that others within the world are receiving this on some level energetically. They will receive it. So this is how we send out our intentions, is actually, we get really intentional, but we have to create it internally first. And as we're just thinking about all of the different experiences that everyone could be going through right now, that our heart's desire is that they would experience in the midst of it love and peace. And that love actually would be a protective agent as well. We really are all connected, right? So this is a beautiful way for us to connect with others and to be able to spread. It's like a prayer, right? In the same way that our prayers are like spells. And so the words that we speak have such great power to release different things. And so this is a way where we can use our intention as a prayer. So thank you all for joining me to do that. My heart has also felt very heavy and, and there's a feeling sometimes of being sickened by what's actually happening in the world. And so we can definitely be impacted by the realities that may not be ours, but it is what people are experiencing as well. And so for us to assist with that and not fall into a victim state of consciousness, even though there are true victims, but we can actually go into a state of consciousness that actually causes us to feel even more powerless. And so this is one way where we can shift and move upward in terms of stepping into our power by creating internally what it is we would like to see in the world, and then doing what I call the Care Bear stare, right? So it's a great way of being able to assist. And not only that, this is a great launching pad for what we're going to be talking about tonight with money and manifestation. So thank you all for joining. Hello. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Helen. Hello, Phyllis. Elmer, Melissa, Laurier, wonderful to have you all. I'm so happy to be here with you. And I'm excited. I have no idea what the guides are going to say, but I just wanted to maybe just give you a moment for those who are, if you're able to comment. If you're not able to comment, you might have to sign into your YouTube account or your Gmail account, and that's how you'll be able to comment. So if you haven't done that, you may need to do that. And then also, if you look at the top, it'll say top chat, but there's a little arrow down. If you click on the arrow, it will say live chat, and you want to click on live chat, and you should be able to comment there as well. So those would be the two things that need to be done in order for you to be able to comment. So I felt like the guides, I'm bringing them in just as we're like talking, they're already here. And the guides meaning like the Council of Light. So there's a series of beings that I channel. That's a combination of those that are of the angelic realm, and even some other extraterrestrials as well, who are here to serve the planet. They're here to serve us. And then also we're inviting Source, right? The whole thing, I mean, everything, comes from Source. We are a part of Source, right? So we're also connecting into the energy of everything that is, all that is. And then also tonight, I feel too that we're going to be connecting in, like I said, with the consciousness of money. So money as like, we're going to talk to it like it's a person, because basically it's an energy, just like we're an energy. Everything has a frequency. So we want to tune into the frequency of money as well. Hello, AB. Not sure who you are, but you are welcome. I'm so happy to be here with you. And so for those who can receive, it's okay if you don't want to receive, you just want to listen, that's okay. I'm actually just going to tune in right now, and we'll just see what needs to be said, what the guides would want to say. And I feel like there's going to be opportunity for you to ask some questions. So this is not exactly a reading, but you might have questions about manifestation, money, maybe health things, like how can I, the how-tos, or what needs to shift, like this is what I'm experiencing, right? So these kinds of things, I feel like they're going to be able to really practically help us and give some answers and ways for us to be able to shift things in our own realities. So very excited to have you on. Hello, Lisa Ann. Hello, hello. Great to see you. Okay. So you all just relax, and I'm just going to take a few breaths, and I'm just going to bring them in, and we'll just see. I feel like they're integrated quite a bit for me internally as well, but sometimes they just want to speak directly. So we'll see what they have to say. Oh, this is so interesting. So there's another group sometimes that comes in as well, named the Five Ladies of Adelaide, and they are a mothering, maternal, nurturing type of sisterhood. There are 5 different aspects of, like 5 different consciousnesses, if that makes sense, but they speak as one. And so they're actually the ones kind of stepping forward, coming in, and there's just so much love. And so I'm just going to let them speak, because I feel like they want to open things up just to speak to us directly. Ah, yes, dear ones, it is our delight and our pleasure to be here with you now in this season, even as the world is experiencing many types of topsy-turvy events, many of which are cyclical, as in they are experienced at different times throughout various centuries, and there is a repetitiveness that is being seen. Actually, if you were able to zoom out, you would see that many of the world events are very cyclical or cyclical in nature. And so we wish to bring this forward to you as in to say, not that what is happening is not important, but that there are certain things that take place that help to serve the greater purpose, which is the awakening of mankind in remembering who you are. For many in this season are having awakenings or have experienced moments where they are having flashes, so to speak, or dreams, or lucid types of dream-like visions. We are having a hard time explaining how this is, but it is like flashes that come to people related to previous experiences they've had, parallel lives that have been lived or are being lived currently. And so we wish to say that there is a wealth of information inside of you that can be drawn upon to help you shift and to move forward even further as you awaken, as humanity awakens. These next generations that are coming in even now, many of them, as we have said before, through the Council of Light, are coming in with different technologies. And so we first wish to, oh dear ones, we first wish to address the fear that some of you might feel for the generations that are up and coming. And we would say to you that many are coming in with a technology that you do not have or that has not been activated, and many are coming in with knowledge, wisdom, and insight that will be awakened when the time is right. You see, dear ones, that which the world needs is truly within you. It is not external to you, and many are looking externally, grasping at straws and looking for resources. Although this is not bad, there is no judgment here, dear ones. However, the answer lies within. For when you go within, you will receive the information, the knowledge, the importance, the understanding of the importance of what it is you are experiencing and going through, even in your own lives, one-on-one, personally. And so our address to you today in this very moment is, although we understand the complexities of what you are experiencing, would be to begin to understand or be open to considering that this matrix or this simulation, so to speak, that you are in is like a game, a player in a game who is needing to reset. So this is a time and an opportunity for humankind to reset. You see, so this is the awakening, but it is a resetting. And even today, on this very solar eclipse day, the solar eclipse is meant to support the new beginning, the resetting of things. And so it is the end of a cycle and the beginning of something new, the beginning of an awakening like the world has never seen before. And this awakening also allows for the manifestation of the resources to come in different ways that have not been seen yet. And so what you feel, even financially at times or health-wise, that is not within your grasp, is actually within you already. It is already there. It is already within you. And so we would say, dear ones, with much love, that if you do not learn how to go within, connecting to your higher self, connecting to source energy, if you do not learn how to go within, then you will go without, because the world, in terms of what it is offering, is not something that will fix everything. The fixing is going to come from the inside and then out. And so, as this resetting process is taking place within the world, so is the awakening to new technologies, new informations, new ways of doing things. Even institutions will not all disappear. Things will not all disappear, you see. What will happen is those coming up and coming will have technology and ideas, and many of you are also a part of this, even just in your being, as an energy field that is emitting a certain energy that has an effect on all that you have influence upon. You see, you doubt or sort of disregard the importance of the being, as well as there is a doing part, but you as a being are a beacon of light. You are of light. You are source. You are source energy, you see. And so what we would encourage you to do today is to begin to tap into I am. Tapping into I am, tapping into source energy that is actually within you. It is not external to you. And there is a lot of conditioning from the world and many different institutions, religions, the various ways that people have lived and cultures, and much of it we've been taught is external. But we would say it is not external to you. God is not out there. God is in here, you see. And so we wish to open this evening up by supporting you and assisting you in understanding that you are I am, you see. That the awakening that is happening is every person understanding that they are a fractal of God, and that this beautiful masterpiece is all coming together. And in the coming together is the ability to see the beautiful tapestry that you all are God experiencing, having an experience within the human body. And you are simply coming back to the remembrance of who you are. And it's through the remembrance of who you are, which is abundance. You are the frequency of abundance. You are the frequency of love, dear ones. You see, this is why what you see externally is so backwards to what is really true. The truth is love, 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 dear ones. It is love, coming back to love. The frequency of love will overpower and overtake fear. And in fact, fear in this way that we are speaking, not just the emotion of fear, which is meant to keep you safe, but fear in the context of being overwhelmed by fear and a sense of lack within your being. The truth is you lack nothing, dear ones, you see. What you have been taught and conditioned is that you lack, and so therefore you need to go and get something. But it already exists within you, you see. So the first step that we would say or want to bring forward tonight around money, abundance, and manifestation is for you to simply consider that you already are this. Your very being is love and abundance. And that it's from the place of love and abundance that you begin to create your highest timeline, your best life, the best possible timeline to truly enjoy and find pleasure in life. And we would say that you do not always have to grow through hard things. You can grow through things that are full of joy and are full of play and full of pleasure, you see. And so again, this is another thing that we wish to bring to you, is to consider, simply consider, because there is a lot of resistance often to these truths that are being shared. And it's okay to feel the resistance. So this is where, dear ones, you could say, I give myself permission to consider that I am love, that I am abundance, that I am a creator, that I'm not alone in my creation. I am creating with source energy, all that is. And that I can learn, grow, evolve through pleasureful, passionate, joyful, playful, adventurous types of circumstances as well. I open to this consideration. And so with that, dear ones, we, the ladies of Adelaide, will step back and will allow the vessel now to speak to you for a moment. But we just wish for you just to take a few deep breaths in and out, and just give permission to consider that there might be another perspective or way of thinking that will support you to come into a place of ease as you are moving through your evolutional space here on the earth. And that is all. Wow. Okay. How are we doing? I have no idea what they're going to say because they never wanted me to prepare. So I just feel like just want to answer a few questions. So we're going to just bring in the consciousness of money and just open things up a little bit. So if you have some questions related to like what's happening maybe in your life, many people likely watching this will have very similar questions, because often it's a similar group of people who will be interested in knowing the same thing. And so you've all been drawn here for a reason. And yeah. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm glad that was really helpful for you. We're not done. I feel like we're just getting warmed up. I just love these guys because they come in and they have a different perspective from us, and they are within different realms, but they're still within the construct of the different dimensions and connecting in with Earth as well. So another person says, this all makes a great deal of sense given what you've been experiencing. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, wonderful. So I'll just give you a moment just to ask any questions that you might have. And let's see what the council has to say, what the consciousness of money has to say. I feel like we're also going to do some activations as well, which I'm excited about too, to help activate and help shift us. So even when this group of these beautiful 5 ladies of Adelaide come in, again, anytime for me, like when I have the council coming in or anybody like this, what I notice is that not only is it sort of just like words that are being spoken, but we're being invited into a different frequency. It's like, oh, we're changing the channel station. They're like, let's come up here. Let's look at things from this other perspective. So that can often be helpful. So I feel like actually, just as if you have questions, feel free to pop them in. But I feel like what's coming up right now is to talk a little bit about debt, and what I'm hearing right now is that any time that we are experiencing debt, or like you just get something paid off and then you're in debt again, or like there's this thing where of like sort of a constant sort of pattern or cycle of being indebted to someone or something, an institution or to another person. And you know, we all have, you know, these things because we have bills to pay and, you know, lives to live and, you know, those kinds of things too. But the thing that's coming up that I feel like is being highlighted right now is this thing around debt. And what they're saying about debt is again, consider. They're bringing in the word consider, and I use this a lot in what I'm doing because this is what I've been sort of like what they've been showing me, right? Because sometimes we just have so much resistance. Yeah, but we have a lot of yeah buts, and so the consider word, I feel like they're just saying is like can help us sort of just very gently allow ourselves to be in the state of resistance, but go, okay, I'm open to considering another perspective, right? And that's a lot of like what we're being invited into right now is coming into a different vibration, another perspective, a new awareness, right? So may we be awakened to what is really true and aligned for each of us. Just coming back to the debt piece. So what I felt that that they were just wanting to bring out with the debt was that if we are constantly in debt, the debt is simply a mirror. So the external debt is a mirror of somewhere in our own lives where we are in debt to paying ourselves, where we've not paid ourselves. It could be that we've you know, my example would be like doing stuff for everybody else, but then in the past I was not taking good care of myself. And so I was constantly externally, I was in debt, but I also was in debt to myself. I was in debt to myself. And actually it's interesting to watch, because as you begin to look at the areas where you might be in debt to yourself. So it could be coming up as like feels like somebody's always taking from you, and you're not being replenished. Now it could be an issue related to a boundary issue, or it could also be related to, it can relate to our finances. So same thing with relationships, money. Money comes in and then you got to pay all the bills and then you have nothing left, right? So this same kind of like patterns, what they're saying is go deeper, go be brave. This takes a lot of courage to really look at, okay, if I'm feeling depleted constantly by other people because they're taking from me, right? Where is it that I am taking from myself in a way that is also causing depletion, you see? So the external world is a mirror and mirrors back to us how we're actually doing in an area. So I know that feels uncomfortable and nobody likes to hear that, but as I'm saying this because I also know that this is true. I've looked at this for myself. You know, and I have moments or times where I'm like really depleted and I'm like, okay, if I'm feeling depleted, then it means I'm giving my energy away. Because even if somebody's taking something, they can't take any energy from me unless I give it to them, you see. So what's the root cause of me giving or paying that much energy or attention to someone, and where I'm not giving that to myself? Right? So this is where we learn, it's not just about setting boundaries, you guys. This is about, where are you indebted to yourself? Where are you indebted to yourself? No, you're not too late to join, Jay. Wonderful to have you. Oh yeah, your right hand is itching. Yeah, it's good, right? So in the same way, here's the thing. I feel like here's the next thing they're saying. Let's talk about abundance and money. So if you see somebody, let's say they're a billionaire or even a millionaire, maybe let's go millionaire. Maybe that's a little easier for us to fathom. Let's say you are, you see a millionaire spending all of this money on like 5-star hotels and flying planes and like all the things, if you have a judgment toward that person, guess what happens? That judgment puts you in a place where you can't manifest even that, even if you wanted to do a lot of good with it. The judgment that you might have towards someone else is also a judgment toward yourself, meaning maybe it's a worthiness issue. You don't deserve to have $1 million. Or so it's like we will project outward what we actually feel bad about internally. So I know this is maybe not necessarily easy to take, but if you want to manifest and you want to grow your money, grow in abundance, grow in resources, if you have judgment toward the very thing that you're wanting, you will not get it. You won't have it. Do you know why? Because you immediately close yourself off to that. You pinch the hose. So I feel like the guides are saying, don't pinch the hose with your judgment. You have to deal with your own internal judgment. So for example, I was listening to this one lady, she was talking about how like, how like her friends or people that she knew would be like, oh, we're going to Aspen for the weekend. Do you want to come? Oh, we're going to fly, to the Hamptons and go have dinner, blah, blah, blah. Right. And some of us would think, wow, that's like so frivolous, right? We would immediately have an opinion or a judgment about what these people are doing, but that's like their normal, that's normal for them, right? Your normal might be different. Your normal might be, let's go for dinner at Denny's. And that's an exciting treat, right? So what happens is we allow the judgment to actually create more space, which keeps us from actually coming into the space of a different frequency. Because really, a person who may have more money they're just on a different frequency. They operate in this way. They're not uncomfortable with it. So one of the things that I felt like Spirit was saying, because I'm like, okay, I'm ready to level up too. I'm ready, like, okay, what's next? And I've manifested lots of amazing things, but it's taken me like a year to sort of really begin to start getting the hang of it. Let's put it that way. When we get the hang of it, And so the interesting thing was that I'm like, oh, okay. So if I have a judgment about it, I immediately am closing myself off to the very thing that I'm wanting. Why do I have the judgment about it? Because honestly, the universe doesn't care if you want to spend $20,000 on a homeless shelter or $20,000 on a painting. If it brings you joy to do either of those, great. Like source has everything that is needed. So source doesn't care, right? It's not like, source cares, but I'm just saying, it's like we have in our head of like, well, this is more worthy if I put the money toward this. But to spend $20,000 on a painting, that is just frivolous. You see the judgment there? Judgment causes more stress in the body and the mind as well. So the more judgmental we are about what's going on externally and internally, it actually increases stress. Stress puts us in survival response. It shuts down digestion. It shuts down a lot of the manifestation because we're not sitting in the intuitive, creative part of us, right? So I feel like what they're saying is, yeah, I'm just feel like they just want to come through and just talk. So they're just saying, dear ones, so this is the council coming in. They're a council of like 12 to 14 beings. And they're just saying, dear ones, you are locked down. Many of you are locked down by your judgment. So again, we bring to you the consideration of shifting out of the frequency of judgment and considering what frequency do you want to be on. You see, many of you would be uncomfortable in a high-class restaurant. You're comfortable in Denny's. There is no judgment here. Please understand, we're not judging. Many of you are more comfortable in Denny's, but you are uncomfortable with the frequency of a 5-star restaurant. And the reason for this is because of the judgment. And on top of that, we also would say that you are coming to the table related to money as if you are a child coming to the table with a bunch of adults, you see. So you're seeing money as more, having more authority over you, and you are down here, you see. And when you are in this space, you cannot move into this other frequency. And so we will say a couple things. One, money is something that was created here on this planet as part of an exchange, but money in itself is actually not real. You see, you created it. So the moment that you allow money to be up here and you are constantly chasing it, you will always be within the consciousness of lack. You will always see the need to try to get something that actually you already are. And this is where the awakening piece comes in. Even tonight as we are speaking, we are activating the part of you that is feeling very disconnected to the consciousness of money. Money in itself, yes, we wish to bring in the consciousness of money. So money will speak to you. Dear friends, you have used and abused. You have given generously, and you have taken. And this is part of the experience of humanity. So we are speaking about the consciousness of humanity here. The abuse, the use, the control, the fear, the lack, all of these things, dear one. All of these things, just take it and imagine, put it in a ball. And we wish to say, just let it be removed, seeing it being removed. We forgive you. We forgive you for viewing us higher or lower, you see, for it has served a purpose, but it is not serving you well now. And you see, dear ones, we wish to be your friend. We, as the consciousness of money, the consciousness of abundance, you see, and resources, wish to be friends with you. And many of you hate us. You hate money. And as a result of the hate, you push yourself further away from the very energy that is being worked with here on the planet. And you see, we just wish for you to come and join us at the table as a colleague. Could we have a chat? Could we have a conversation? Could we joke a little? Could we be lighter? Could we let go of some of the seriousness around money? Could we play together? Could we imagine together what we could do, what we could accomplish, you see? You see, this is the energy that we wish to be in unity with humankind, is the ability to work together. And so we would say that it is important for our relationship to be repaired, to be restored. Not as being higher than you or even lower than you, but as an energy, just as you are energy, coming to the table to work together, to begin to discuss what we might create together that is wonderful and will help with the evolution and the advancement of humankind. You see, there is so much possibility within this space if you would only allow yourselves the understanding of sitting in your power and knowing that you are not less than, you are just as worthy as the next person. No one is better than the other, and we are not better than you, just as you are not better than us. And so, dear ones, we would say the key to this is loving yourself, for it is within the love of yourself, understanding that you are source energy, that we as the consciousness of money are also a fractal or are a part of source energy. You see, we can work together. There is the coming together. We are inviting you into a relationship with us, with our energy, with our frequency that serves a greater purpose. It serves you and it serves us, you see, because we are also a part of Source. And Source is experiencing everything through all of us. And so, dear ones, we will leave you with that consideration, that to be in resistance or judgment of money, or even how another person spends their money, dear ones, it is none of your business, truly. Allow even the millionaire, for example, to call you up into the frequency of that. If it's possible for them, it's possible for you. There is nothing that is outside of you. It is all within. And so the beginning of this process is loving yourself and already knowing you are the millionaire. You have the ability to tap into the frequency or the radio station of a millionaire. Who are you? What would you do? How would you spend your time? How do you dress? What would you eat? Where would you eat? What would you spend your money on? Have you thought of these things? Because if you haven't, then you are also already disconnected from your life, your passion, your purpose, what's possible for you. And it will be unattainable because you will see it like this. You need to bring the millionaire as if it's you. Step into the archetype, step into the parallel version of you who is in the future, who already is a millionaire. Step into the version of you, and that millionaire will begin to tell you what your next step is for tomorrow. It really is that simple, dear ones. And many complicate it, but we would just say, don't pinch yourself off from your own manifestation through your judgment. Heal the judgment. Heal the opinions. Heal the fear and step into your I am. Step into source energy. You already are everything that you need to be. It's already there. You're already there. Give yourself permission to change the station and prepare for wonderful, amazing things to happen for you. We can't wait to work with you and to see what we are going to create together. We are excited to see what is going to come about, even through this moment. There are many who may still not be ready to have this kind of shift. That's okay. We are simply planting a seed today. And you can come back to this. You can come back to the video and watch it again, because many of you will need to hear this. Repetition, as many have said on the earth, repetition is the mother of all learning. You need to hear this many times because your conditioning and the programming has been so strong. It's time to uninstall the old program of lack, dear ones. So simply begin to give permission to consider the uninstallation of the program of lack, of the program of fear, and begin to reinstall and reinstate the frequency of love and abundance and your creative energy as you work with us, as you work with the energy of money and abundance. We love you. We love you. Dear ones, we want you to know money loves you. We are not withholding from you. You are withholding from yourself, dear ones. We are simply energy that wishes to work with you, and we are with you. You are not alone. So let's create something beautiful. And so it is. That is all. Okay. Whew. How are y'all doing? I'm just going to check the chat here. How's everybody doing? How was that? What kind of realizations are you having? I feel like there's a lot of shifting happening for sure. Beautiful. I am ready. I am worthy. Yes. Yes. This is good. Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yes, always be happy for others. It's okay, if we might, our human experience, we might feel sad because even though it's good for them, we see our lack, right? We got to go into the emotional side of things too and heal the emotions, that the thing that triggers the judgment or triggers that emotional response. So we also need to heal that part, heal the root, go in and heal the root cause. This is work that I do with people all the time. So if you ever want like a session or something like that, we can actually like work specifically on it. Another person, wow, Crystal, I claim with infinite levels of gratitude, I will be the first millionaire of my living family. Yes, 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 yes. Why not? Why not? If not you, then who? Why not? Yeah, beautiful. That is great insight. Thank you. I've been working on self-love. Yeah. It's easy to say like self-love, but what does self-love really mean? Self-love means putting you first. So that before I give to anybody else in the day, that I'm giving to myself first. I'm connecting with my source energy. I'm connecting with I am. When we step into I am, we're actually letting go of limiting beliefs related to rejection of self or from others. So rejection will keep perpetuating our sense, or even our own rejection, right? Excuse me. Take a deep breath. Will perpetuate our sense of unworthiness. The fact that you exist on this planet means you are worthy, period. The fact that you are here means you are worthy. That's it. You don't need anybody else's approval to become who you're meant to be. You don't even need Source's approval. You know why? Because Source is having an effing experience through you, through your soul's evolution, through your growth. Source is experiencing it all through us. Isn't that amazing? It blows me away that Source or God would want to have an experience, knows everything, but wants to have an experience in this sort of time-space dimension, even though time and space don't exist. But in this, it's been slowed down, right? Amazing, amazing, truly amazing. I would like to have enough to live a life where I can fulfill my purpose, to connect others and to support others around the world, and the freedom to be able to do so. Yeah, so here's the thing. You got to bring the I want to do this to the I'm doing this now. So step into that now, and you immediately will begin to shift the frequency that is keeping you from doing what you want. So it's not just about doing what we want as in a big selfish thing. I don't mean it that way. Obviously, most of us actually want to be able to live a life where we also are helping and giving to others. That's what happens, that fulfillment. We shift out of survival mode into creator mode to actually create something amazing. And I just thought it was really interesting as we're talking with the consciousness of money, what the consciousness of money had to say to us, right? It's like, make us your friend. Come to the table and sit with us like colleagues. Let's create. Let's think about, right? It's a very different perspective than I'm chasing money. I'm trying to get to here, but here keeps going like this, away from me, right? So we've got to step out of that. And the consciousness of money is already sitting at the table. We're the ones who are not sitting at the table sometimes. So we have to go into that place that is saying you're not worthy, right? Why is it? Right? So ask what the root cause of that is. And you might be shown something from your childhood or past life. Some of us have had many, many lifetimes and experiences of very similar things. This is the lifetime to actually shift out of whatever you've been working through. A lot of people are ending cycles, like big pattern cycles, family, the repetitive types of things that we keep experiencing lifetime after lifetime. This is the lifetime to end that cycle. So you want to be a millionaire. Great. What would you do with the money? Literally. Sit down. What would you do with the money? Have you written out, like, what would your budget be? What would you spend the money on? What would you do with the money? A lot of times we don't create the vacuum, which helps to create sort of like, okay, now I'm ready to step into that, a need, but in a healthy way. A lot of times need can be very much from a lack mentality. And the guides are just saying, they're just piping in here. They're like, let anger serve you in stepping into the next level, stepping up to the next level. So meaning not flying off the handle, but whatever we tolerate will be what our baseline is. So whatever's tolerable for you right now in your life, that is your baseline. And you'll live from that space until you go, enough is enough. Now I'm moving to the next level. And I had a situation where I manifested the house that I'm living in right now. Back in May, I said to my guides, I'm just like, I'm not going through the whole landlordy thing that goes on where people are like, you have to like apply and there's like 50 people applying and, because the rental market, again, the belief is, and what people are saying is there's too much demand. I can't find a place to live, or it's too hard to find a place to live. That belief is set in lack. And I just said, I don't care what the market is like. I'm asking for this. I need a minimum of this. I want a balcony. I want a minimum of 1 bedroom, but 2 would be better. I would like this, and I would like it to come through like a meeting in some way where the person is not asking me to go through all the credit checks and all the hoops that oftentimes people had to go through. I'm like, I said to my guides, I said, I am not doing that. I said, I'm not doing that. I'm asking you to connect me to the right person so that even if I apply, they're going to feel really good about me and it will be the right place. Long story short, I actually got a 3-bedroom house with a balcony. I also wanted a bathroom in my bedroom, which I got. And several other things like happened. And it was through a friend. It was a connection through a friend. And I did not have to go through all of those hoops because of the friend. This person actually, they spoke on behalf. They knew my friend. And basically it was a done deal. Like within two days. Not only that, I did not have the income for it. So the day that I got approved, I was like, okay, dudes, I need the damage deposit. And I kid you not, like amazing provision came through my business. Like, cause I said, I don't want to borrow the money. I would like to see this provision come this way. And that is exactly what happened, you guys. So I'm telling you, I'm living proof of like learning to get the hang of manifestation. So lots of the stuff that is being said tonight through the guides is still applicable to me. I'm like, okay, I'm learning, but they wanted to talk about this tonight with you. So this is really interesting and fascinating, isn't it? So, okay, so I'm just gonna pop through and I'm gonna look at the comments and let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see maybe what the guides have to say specifically about maybe a situation that you're dealing with or something general. So you're feeling the shifting, beautiful, created an energy of peace. Oh, I love that for you. Beautiful. Love supporting others and seeing others succeed. We rise by lifting others. Yeah, I just get, you're already doing it. You're already in that frequency. So it's like the up leveling is just going to become a really obvious thing for you. It's just going to happen naturally. That's what I'm hearing. It's like you're already in the frequency of doing that. And so what happens, you guys, when we decide, as if we were sitting in something, we're living it already, as if it's already happened. Like how, what time would you get up? What would you do? How would you, if you get into the frequency of that kind of a lifestyle or culture. So I'm not saying you have to go do crazy things, but the thing, I'm just going to backtrack. So, it had been on my mind for a while to go, okay, I want to up level. I'm going to go do some stuff. I need to go sit in the frequency of some high class, places where people are in sort of a higher category in terms of their affluence than I am. And I'm like, okay. And I just thought, okay, I'm going to go to the Calgary Tower. So I went to the Calgary Tower last weekend and I just had such an amazing time. And I'm just going to enjoy myself. And I was like up in the revolving restaurant. And what was so fascinating to me was when I got there, I realized I already shifted because I was totally comfortable being there. I was like, I don't care what it's going to cost me to go here. I'm going to enjoy myself. So it was really interesting that that the feeling of like what I in my head was kind of classy was like, I was like, yeah, this is all right. I mean, it's upscale from Denny's for sure. No judgment with Denny's because I love Denny's. But I'm just simply saying that sometimes when we go to these places, you got to go there and sit there and be in the frequency of that until you're no longer uncomfortable. So if you're uncomfortable with going to a certain place, you need to go there lots. I'm talking about like, maybe it's like a high class place. Maybe it's just like, maybe you can't afford right now, or you don't have the money to go have a big expensive meal there. What about just like going for coffee and cake? Or going to the bar there and having a drink at the lounge, Go and sit in the frequency of the place where the type of person that you're stepping into actually would be. Go sit there, dress up, go have fun. This is a great way to tap into the consciousness of money and to have fun, and it's playful, and it's like, it just feels good. But it was so interesting because in my head, I'm thinking, oh yeah, this would be like a good, another good place. And then I got there and I was like, okay, no, I got to find another place that's actually even classier than this, because this is I'm good with this. So that was really interesting. And the beautiful thing is you will see and you will feel in the physiology of your body the confidence, that sense of empowerment. You're going to feel like, oh, this is normal. It's normal to pay $10 for a cup of coffee. Whoa. I'm not saying that, it's not about an ego thing. This is about a heart thing. Like if you have a desire to be a millionaire, so somebody just said they want to have schools to build, right? There's many ways for resources to come, for sure. And Source can provide outside of your work. I've seen this happen so many times where it's like, okay, it didn't come by my hands, but I always just say, I'm like, okay, I'm open to new possibilities, new connections, resources, ways of exchanging, right? Being able to exchange a service for another service. What else? Also, I'm like, money can come to me in many ways. I love receiving checks from the government. Do you? Say it. I love receiving checks from the government. I love receiving, checks in the mail. I love receiving money that I wasn't expecting in my bank account. Every time every time I spend money, you guys, they're saying, this is really important. They're saying many of you, this one here is also myself. This has been something I've really been working on. They're saying many of you, me included, loathe paying your bills, and you hate paying your bills, and you hate that you have to get money in order to pay your bills. And I feel like the guides are saying, stop that. Like, stop it right now. In a very loving, but very, very firm way. Stop complaining about paying your bills. The complaint also puts you in judgment mode, which closes you off to manifestation. I love paying my bills. All of my bills are paid on time. You know what, guys? I never used to be able to say that. I never used to be able to say, all my bills are paid on time. I kid you not. I've struggled for many, many, many years and in debt and on and on. So trust me when I say that I get how difficult this can be sometimes. But money is inviting us, the consciousness of money is inviting us to come and play, come and create. Let's lighten the load a little bit, right? It's a privilege to be able to pay our bills. That every time I pay my bills, sevenfold, that money's coming back into my account. Sometimes money comes in and I just have no idea where the heck it came from. And it's like, oh, that's interesting, or I've had times where I'm like, okay, so I've got something coming up here. I need $500 or I need $1,000. And that $1,000 is coming fast. And I just sit down. I literally sit down on the couch behind me and I tune into myself and I deal with sort of whatever I'm feeling in the moment. And I do the healing. And then I go, okay, source, I need $1,000. What are we going to create? What are we going to do? How are we going to create it? I kid you not, that particular day, for whatever reason, I was prompted to look at I kept hearing my guides saying, it's there, it's there. And I was like, it's there, okay. Long story short, I look at my bank account not long after that. Not my bank account, sorry. I looked at my phone and I found that somebody sent me an e-transfer for $500. And I burst into tears crying because I just was like, oh my gosh, right? It was like one of those moments where I wasn't sure how it was going to happen, but I'm like, okay, we need to create. How are we going to create this money? And I didn't have to do anything. You see, Source prompted someone else to gift me money. So if it can happen for me, it can happen for you too. So that's what I'm saying. Just start going, okay, we're in creator mode here. Okay, I'm in creator mode. I'm partnering with creator. I'm partnering with Source. This is my budget. This is what I need to come in. This is my monthly. These are my monthlies. Okay, plus I'm wanting to grow this to this. So what are we going to do? How are we going to create it? You don't have to get stuck in any of the details. You just need to position yourself. That's what they're saying. Just position yourself in a place to receive. Maybe a new idea will come. You might get a new connection with somebody, and do something that brings you joy. So if it's like you feel inspired in that moment to actually go for a cup of coffee, go for a cup of coffee. Go do it. Because the joy actually will lead to greater manifestation because you're in the frequency of abundance. That's why we get told we need to do things that we love, things that we enjoy. Why? Because it actually will help us manifest more abundance. It actually gets us into the frequency on the radio station of joy, fun, manifestation, abundance, love. That's who you are. So get into the frequency, tap into the frequency of who you are by sometimes we have to do something external. Sometimes it can be internal or both. But get into the frequency of that and then see what happens. And then it might be like, oh, call this person. Don't call the person when you're feeling shitty. Get your heart in the right space, the right spot, right? Deal with the sadness, deal with whatever's going on internally, and shift to another station and go, okay, what is it that I want to feel today? Shift into that, create that internally, and then make the call, because you're not going to project the energy or the frequency of lack. You're going to project the frequency of, I already am everything that I need and more, and I don't need you, but I would love to make a connection. And what happens is people receive that, because they will oftentimes people will energetically actually feel what we're projecting, even though we might not say it. But internally, you might be like, I need money, I need money, I need a job, I need this, and I need that, I need that. And people will feel the desperation and they will be repelled. So what I have learned, and what I feel like the guides are also just saying, is get into alignment with who you really are. Feel the feels. Do the healing. I'll work with you if you want some help with this. It's not easy in the beginning. It's a process. But the more consistent you are, and then getting into that alignment, and then doing your work, or then making the call, or then doing, having the conversation with somebody that you might be in a relationship with, it's going to come from a different energy. And even the response will be different, because people will pick up on whatever you're projecting. So that projection is really important. If you're in the I need place, you will actually repel people energetically. When you are in the place of, I don't need your money, I don't need you, I have everything I need within me, they'll be attracted to you. So I feel like this is also part of what the guides are just saying, right? Repelling and attracting, very different energies, right? So what is it what energy are you working with? This is important for us on a daily basis, sometimes momentarily. Don't send the email if you're in a bad mood. Don't send the email or follow up even on payments from people if you're in a shitty space. Get into a better space, and then into alignment, and then do it. Because it's like, I'm following up, but you're not putting that, I need your money, right? Is this helpful? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I'm just gonna have a little look through the chat here, and we're gonna close off here shortly, but just if there's any sort of last thoughts or questions, feel free just to pop a little note. Money wants to live through us too. Yeah, beautiful. To experience through us the vibrations of joy, etc. That's what came to me when you said Source gets to live life through us. Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, if we could just get that, it's just like, it's mind-blowing, really. Like the honor that we have of having this experience, and that Source is feeling it all, experiencing it all through us, is amazing. I really loved your message. So grateful for the beautiful ones who came forward to assist. Yeah, me too. It was really fun. Guides complied. Yes. Visit the neighborhood you would like to live in. Yes, that's another really great one. Go visit the neighborhood. Go get some magazines. We're not talking about just like, let's throw something up on the vision board. We're talking about tuning into the frequency of abundance. So whatever that means to you. Like for some people, having a big house may not be important, but maybe being able to go on trips would be important, right? Tuning into the frequency of abundance that allows you to live your most pleasurable and highest timeline, you guys. Thank you for having the money to pay my bills. Yes, I also say, especially before I pay. For every penny I spend, tenfold will come back to me. Yeah, I love that. And then feel it. Feel it. See it in your account. What account is it going into? Right? So not just that money's coming to you. What account? See the money. See the amount coming into your account. Right? So it's like you're already there. What'll happen again is you're aligning, and universe goes, oh, okay, we've shifted already. So yeah, okay, we're gonna do this. And the other thing I feel like is coming up, just as a little last bit here, is that they're saying that, when you're tuning into that frequency, we have to understand that you might be here and you need to shift You need to ascend and master some things to be in that frequency. That also means, you guys, that there will be experiences and challenges that will actually help, that are meant to help us evolve. Those experience, we might begin to have some challenges, and the challenging is to actually help you up level and embody what it is you're actually tuning into. Okay, so the embodiment of it, right? It's like an initiation, right? So, and for some, that can take a long time. For some, it's shorter. It all depends on what's the record that's been playing your whole life, right? So, just a few little interesting things there. Oh yeah, we saw that firsthand with you. It was amazing. Yeah, that's right. You did. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey. I'm pumped. Let's do this. Yes. And the live will be posted right away. Like, so you'll be able to watch it again or like share it with people. I'd love it if you could like the video, and then if you could subscribe if you haven't, or send it on. I just want to help people, guys. I really want to help us. I feel like I'm called to empower and teach others and to help others shift into another level of consciousness, because we really can make this place a much better world, and we can have access to living our highest timeline. And life does not always have to be a challenge. We do not always have to be in conflict even to learn. So beautiful. I'm glad to hear it was very helpful. Oh, you're amazing too. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you to the council and their messages. So grateful for allowing this message to come through you tonight. It is my honor and my pleasure. Y'all have a wonderful evening and a great sleep. And let's see what we create, right? So you can come back to the video after, give it some time, create something, come back and go, hey, this is what happened. Let me know. I would love to hear how all of that goes. So, all right, everyone, have a great evening. Good night. Much love to you. Bye for now.